one drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
Q. Upbeat music, neon lights. All right, my favorite degenerates. It's the first Friday of the year, and you know what that means. It's time to make some terrible life decisions that we'll probably laugh at later, hopefully. This isn't your usual new year, new me bullshit. No, this is Pattaya here. And the only resolutions we are keeping are the ones involving Sangsom, pizza, and fucking questionable life choices, right? The day, though, started off innocently enough. Hit the gym, worked on a video, got a massage from my beautiful wife. But by the time the sun went down, things got, well, let's just say, if my mom watched this video, she'd pray even harder for me than she already does. We're talking everything from gentlemen's clubs, where the girls don't even bother with foreplay, to pizza, to soy honey, and of course, we end the night on Walking Street, where the neon lights and bad ideas collide, and spoiler alert, it involved a tattooed freelancer, a banana show, and me trying to remember how the fuck I got home. So, buckle up, grab a drink, and let me walk you through a night in Pattaya the only way I know how. Raw, unfiltered, and probably not safe for work. No, 100% it's not safe for work. Morning fitness and productivity. The first Friday of the year kicked off with me trying to balance out the chaos that would be bound to happen later in the day. So, I hit the gym, gotta stay in shape, to keep up with the nightlife here, basically, right? A quick workout to start the day and keep the dad bod at bay. And let's be real, cardio for me is a must. When the Sangsom gets flowing later in the night, it's already hard enough to get that pop at the end, right? You don't want to be the guy who's too tired when it's go time, right? A little bit of morning sweat, it goes a long way towards making sure you're ready to perform when it counts. After the gym, it's time to get productive, right? With school on Christmas break, I had a little bit of extra time to focus on new videos for the channel, right? It's always a grind, but hey, that's how I keep you degenerates entertained, right? Working on scripts, editing, the basic shit that you guys don't see behind the scenes. Afternoon lunch and tech fix. By lunchtime, I'm starving. Working out and pretending to be productive will do that to you, right? So Emmy and I head down to a little shop around the corner from the condo, and for just 130 baht, we got 2 plates of food that tasted better than anything you'd find in the freezer aisle back home. Cheap, filling, no regrets, unless you count the fact that Emmy ate a good portion of my mine and left me hungry still. But that's all right. I'm gonna get some more fat food later. After lunch, it was time for my favorite part of the weekday, my massage from my beautiful wife, right? She's got magic hands, and I'm not just talking about the happy ending part, at least not every time, but we'll say first pop of the day out the way. Nothing beats lying there, getting the knots worked out, and making you feel like some kind of low budget king, right? It's the kind of luxury that just reminds you why you moved out here in the first place. No bullshit, honey, can you mow the lawn? Nonsense, just blissful silence. Blissful silence, right? No fat feminist complaining about every fucking thing under the sun. Once I was loose and ready to take on the world, right? My homie Aaron, from his channel, he got a YouTube channel too, APTV716. APTV716. He swung by with his DJI Mic 2 and a face full of depression, right? Apparently, he couldn't figure out how to connect it to his phone, right? And between turning it off and on and some random ass button pushing, we got it working. I should have charged him 500 baht for the tech support, but hey, what are friends for? Evening, Babylon Gentlemen's Club. By 5:30, the night was calling. Aaron and I met up with this Aussie Matt from the complex. The guy, it's a guy I work out with here in the morning, who somehow manages to talk about fucking protein shakes, downing glasses of red wine. My homie Rich met up, also joined our lineup, right, completing our squad for the evening. Our destination, the infamous Babylon Gentlemen's Club. Now, Babylon isn't just a club, right? It's more like a rite of passage out here. You walk in, and within a few minutes, all four of us had our junk in fucking some girl's mouth, right? They barely asked hello. Well, I guess you don't ask hello. You said hello, and then asked what we wanted to drink. And all of them had two girls come up, right? One girl got to town, other girl was getting a drink, right? Just straight to business, right? Like, these girls don't play. They're like sexual salespeople with one goal: to get you in the private area. And I swear, one of them could probably sell sand to a guy drowning in the Sahara. But hey, I wasn't there for that. None of us were there for that. We were actually just there for a show, not a private suck and tuck. But I'm only going to say 3 of the 4 of us were able to hold off, right? I'm not going to say who. Didn't, but only 3 of the 4 of us held off, right? But the highlight, coming, right? A banana, a cucumber, and a carrot. Wait, a banana, a cucumber, a carrot, and a can of whipped cream, right? And if you're trying to imagine how those 4 items go together, don't. It's one of those you had to be there moments, right? The girls were fun, though. They knew how to put on a show, even though like it wasn't the best show I've ever seen, not by a long shot, but it was entertaining enough. And 2 hours of laughs, drinks, and raunchy entertainment for the ages. Good times, right? Now let's talk about the cost here, right? Because I know some of you degenerates are trying to keep track of the budget. 3 drinks for me, 80 baht each. I bought 3 lady drinks, 150 baht each. Add in a free show, and it's like cheaper than a therapy session, because trust me, after this one, you're gonna need some time to process what the hell just happened here. Babylon got bumped up on my list of favorite spots, right? And if you're in Pattaya and you're looking for a place to have your mind blown, like literally, this is it. Just remember to keep your wallet handy, because these girls are pros at squeezing more than just your attention, right? Dinner stop, Bronx Pizza. After the action at Babylon, we needed some fuel to keep the night rolling. Enter Bronx Pizza on Soy Pacao. A Pattaya gem for anyone who's tired of just eating Thai food and wants a proper slice of greasy, cheesy fucking heaven, right? If you're from the States and feeling homesick, one bite of their pizza will have you tearing up like you just heard the fucking Star Spangled Banner at a goddamn monster truck rally, right? I grabbed 2 slices and a water for 180 baht, and let me tell you, this stuff hit the fucking spot. It's so good, it almost makes you forget that you're eating it at a counter surrounded by other drunk fucking dickhead expats arguing about who's got the fucking best girl, back at their fucking table or back wherever the fuck, right? Classic Pattaya ambience, right? The pizza is thin crust perfection, loaded with enough cheese and grease to remind you why doing cardio earlier in the day was a good call, right? While we're there, Aaron's standing over his slice like it's the fucking holy grail, talking about this the best pizza in town, right? And honestly, he ain't wrong. After a couple nights in Pattaya, your standards kind of drop a little bit, right? So finding a legit pizza spot feels like winning the fucking Nightlife lottery. Plus, nothing prepares you for the next round of chaos like carb loading with some Bronx goodness. All right, degenerates. Time for a quick reality check. YouTube, hates this kind of content, right? More than a fucking uptight nun hates strip clubs or fucking abortion clinics, right? So they slap it with the demonetization faster than a bar girl can down her fucking lady drink, right? And if you're loving this chaos, though, help us stick it to the algorithm. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and drop a comment down below. Better yet, throw a few baht our way and become a channel member, or click the buy me a coffee link. More Sangsom means more nights out, which means more stories for you, because nothing says content gold like me waking up wondering where the fuck my pants are, or who the fuck is this, right? Yeah, right? So, and if you got a video idea, drop it in the comment below. Just make it a good one. No one needs a tutorial on how to order pizza drunk. You figure that out on your own. Now, back to the degeneracy. Underwhelming stops. Fueled up on Bronx Pizza, and with Sangsom still coursing through our veins, the plan was to hit Soy Honey next, right? Now, Soy Honey used to be a bit of used to have a bit of magic, right? Like that one ex, isn't really great for you, but you still keep hitting her up when times is low. Lately though, it's been more than miss than hit, and tonight, no exception. First stop, Honey Lounge. Walking in felt like stepping into a library, except libraries have more life and excitement. Four or five girls sitting there were half-heartedly scrolling through their phones like they were trying to ghost us in real life, right? And one girl actually like yawned while making eye contact with me. You know, nothing kills the vibe faster than knowing your presence is less exciting than motherfucking Candy Crush, right? Next up, Playgirls. Now, I don't know who named this place, but they need to lower their expectations. It was the same deal. Girls sitting around, phones out, the energy of a dentist waiting room. By this point, though, Aaron's staring at me like a man questioning his life. Like, is this what we came here for? And honestly, I didn't have no answer for him, right? Finally, legs 11 or 11 legs. Legs 11 or 11, I don't remember. And if Honey Lounge was a library and Playgirls was a waiting room, Legs 11 was a funeral reception. The girls looked like they had been forced to work overtime at a job they already hated. We dipped so fast, we probably set a speed record for bar hopping, bro. By the end of it, Soy Honey felt like the nightlife equivalent of fast food at 3 a.m. Something you settle for when there's nothing better around, but you immediately regret afterwards. With morale low and our expectations crushed like an overripe mango, I made the call. It was time for the big leagues. Soy 6 was calling and we needed a win. Soy 6 Adventures. After the disaster that was Soy Honey, we needed a win. And in Pattaya, when you need guaranteed action, there's only one place to go. Soy 6. It's the Disneyland of degeneracy, minus the rides, unless you count the cowgirl rides, which, I mean, honestly, let's get it real. Those are the best rides around. As always, we started with the standard 2-lap scouting mission. You know, one trip down the street to check out the lineup and another one back to see whatever we missed the first time, right? Soy 6 is like a buffet, and you want to see all of the options before you make a decision, right? Girls were out in force, calling to us like they just spotted their favorite paychecks walking by. He probably was, right? Aaron smiling, grinning like a fucking kid in a candy store, while I'm mentally preparing myself for the inevitable, yep, let's do this, honey. First stop, Tomcats. Drinks were cheap, the girls were flirty, but I could already tell it was gonna be one of those nights, you know? The kind where you get dragged into a bar by a gorgeous girl only to realize that her fucking English stops at "you buy me drink?" I had one drink and moved on before things got awkward. I'm already too drunk at this point to like use the little bit of Thai that I can speak. You know, it literally went to just your, you know, what's your name? That's my name, you know, like that's all I could say at the time, because like I could not hold the normal conversation that I can when sober. Next stop though, Passions. Now, the name might suggest something spicy, but what I got was lukewarm at best. The girl chatting me up could not have been a day over 18. In fact, she was only 18 because she told me so. And even when I said, honey, you gotta be 20 to work in the bar. No, I 18. And then like insisted to get her ID to try to prove to me that she was 18. And for me, nothing kills the mood faster than realizing that you're breaking the law. Just by being there, right? So I downed my drink and made a quick exit. Finally, Butterfly Bar. The vibe was a little bit better here. Music pumping, girls dancing, the kind of energy that makes Soy 6 the go-to spot. But after a few more drinks and a couple of lady drinks, I started noticing a trend, at least at the girls that I was picking out for the night. They were definitely skewed younger than they should have been. And that's not really my cup of tea, right? Like I like them to look young, but not actually be young. Right, look young, but don't be young, because that's illegal. Now, if I have to second guess whether or not this girl should be in high school still, well, like, I'm out of here. I'm out, right? And so by this point, I was over it. You know, the Aussie Matt, he had disappeared up into some short time room with some tight little honey, and Rich had ghosted us a while ago off to Soy 8 to meet up with one of his regulars. You know, that left Aaron and I to figure out our next move. And like any self-respecting degenerates, we hopped on the bot bus and headed to Walking Street. Soy 6 might have been a letdown tonight, at least in the smashing department, but it's always fun, you know, to go and play with them girls a little bit, you know, even if you're not smashing, right? But the night wasn't over yet. Walking Street Redemption. By the time we hit Walking Street, the Sangsom was doing its job. I was ready for some proper nightlife fun. And Soy 6 might have been a bust on a pop, but Walking Street, for me, that's the real big leagues, right? That's where I go to have fun. The place where neon dreams are made and your wallet goes to die, right? As soon as we jumped off the bot bus, the vibe was hitting. Music was pumping from every direction, girls everywhere, and that sticky mix of sea air and questionable life choices hanging all around, right? It's chaotic, it's wild, and it's exactly what you need to turn your night around. First and only stop, iBar. First thing that happened though, we order our drink, we blah blah blah, we're sitting there, right? First thing happened, someone recognized me. He's like, oh, hey, you're that guy from YouTube. I've seen your videos, right? And he says to me, holding up his drink, right? Like we're old fucking war buddies and shit. And and honestly, it was kind of surreal and kind of awesome at the same time. Like we had a quick chat. I dropped him some pointers about surviving Pattaya without losing his sanity or his shirt, and we shared a drink. Shout out to all the degenerates who aren't afraid to say hi out there, right? Then the real fun started for me. A regular at the club rolled in. This little tattoo goddess that I hadn't seen in weeks because her sponsor had been in town keeping her busy, right? Sexy as hell, covered in ink, knows how to move like she's charging by the hour. Because she is charging by the hour, right? We hit the dance floor, drinks in hand, and for a moment, it was like nothing else in the fucking world mattered, right? She's a fucking pro, freelancing out here in Pattaya for like 10 or 12 years, something like that. And it shows. You don't get that kind of experience from these new girls swiping on Tinder and shit. Garbage. After plenty of drinks and a lot of dancing, it was time to close the deal, right? And she hit me with her rate. Oh, I only do long time for $3,500. And I laughed and said, oh, honey, I got a wife at home and she don't like you. I can't do long time with you. And she smiled and didn't miss a beat and said, okay, $2,000 for short time. And that's the kind of negotiations I can respect, right? No games, no hassling, just straight to the point, right? And off we went. And for me, like I said, I can't do long time with this girl because like Emmy and her, they know each other from the club. They don't really know each other from the club, but like closing the night, full love in. After a night like that, there's only one way to end it, at full love in. This place for me is like the gold standard of short time rooms for like in the area that I like to go to, right? In my opinion. It's clean, it's private, and most importantly, it's got air conditioning that'll make you forget that you're in the tropics. If you're going to indulge, you might as well do it somewhere that doesn't look like a crime scene. We rolled up, the room was 400 baht, cheap enough to make you wonder how they keep the sheets that white with all the things coming through. The girl, worth every single baht of her 2,000 baht fee. She was sipping on her beer like she had just won the lottery. And honestly, so was I, right? There's something about a pro who's been in the game for a decade, right? They know how to turn a night from good to goddamn, I'm glad that I live in fucking Pattaya, right? Now, I've said this before, right? Haggling is for street markets, not for these girls. The more you lowball them, the less they'll work for it. And I'm not here for half-assed effort. We both knew the deal, no drama, no nonsense, just 2 hours of fun, a bit of banter, and her making sure I left with a smile that went from ear to ear. When it was all said and done, I walked to my condo not 200 meters from the hotel thinking, yeah, this was a good start to the year. Walking up in my condo, I felt like a king, a slightly tipsy, tattooed king who knows he'll be back at full love in next week. Well, there you have it, degenerates. The first Friday of the year, Pattaya style. From banana show at Babylon to late night pizza and neon lit chaos on Walking Street. It's proof that the city always delivers, even when some areas really don't. And here's the thing. If you're watching this and thinking, man, I need a trip out to Pattaya, you're right. But don't just sit there daydreaming about the shit, right? Book your ticket, pack your bags, and remember the 3 golden rules. Stay hydrated, keep your wallet close, and don't haggle too much with the freelancers unless you want some lazy ass service. And before you go back to pretending to be productive at work, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because only 3% of you guys watching are subscribed. Share this video with your equally degenerate friends. And if you're feeling generous, or maybe you just like watching me embarrass myself weekly, click the Buy Me a Coffee link below, or become a channel member. Every little bit helps keep the Sangsom flowing and the stories coming. And hey, if you ever spot me stumbling down Walker Street or wherever the fuck, right, don't be shy, come and say hi. Until next time, keep the drinks cold, the nights wild, and the stories worth telling. See you in the next one.